Hi, I'm Jillian Britt with Eat Drink Lucky, and thanks for joining the EDL Happy Hour. Presented by Rad Plaid and Maine Spirits, tonight we're going to have 2 cocktails by self-proclaimed professional cocktail drinker Angie, Bryan, amazing summer salads by food writer and cookbook author Mindy, and tunes by Jacob McCurdy. I hope you have a great time. Thanks again.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. As Jillian implied, I'm not actually a professional bartender, nor have I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. But as a freelance cocktail writer, I do spend an awful lot of time tasting cocktails, which is a fancy way of saying drinking, in my living room, which is, of course, what all of you guys are doing tonight. So very glad to have you here. I just wanted to mention that I can't actually see the comments section from this far away, but I will be reading and responding to them later. So don't get upset. Please go ahead and give a shout out if you want to say hi. I look forward to reading them when I'm closer to the computer. So tonight I'm going to demonstrate 2 of my favorite cocktails, both of which are things that I discovered within the last year or so. The first one is called the Silver Fox, and I chose that one not only because our guest chef tonight is Mindy Fox, but also because it's light, it's summery, it's refreshing, it's delicious, it's a great before dinner drink, and I just really wanted an excuse to make it again. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by straining our egg white. So I hope you've already separated your egg and you have your egg white, and we're going to put it into an empty cocktail shaker, so no ice. The reason I use a strainer is to get rid of those gross little bits that are in an egg white sometimes that make me sort of gag. I also, before the show, used the strainer for my lemon juice because that helps get rid not only of the seeds, but also that little pulpy bit. It makes the cocktail much silkier, much smoother. I always thought, that's not something I really need to have in my bar, but now I really can't do without it. So this concludes the infomercial for having a cocktail strainer. So it takes a little bit of time sometimes for the egg white to go through, but while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and look for the next part. What we're going to do is we're going to add 1 tablespoon of amaretto and 2 tablespoons of orgeat, which is a non-alcoholic almond-based syrup. It's used a lot in tiki drinks, like Mai Tais and such. All right. The reason I'm using tablespoons is I know a lot of home bartenders don't necessarily have like 1 ounce or 2 ounce measurers. I will also give you the measurements in ounces in a second, but I'll go ahead and do the tablespoons first while I'm measuring it out. So we're going to start, like I said, 1 tablespoon of amaretto. And then 2 of orgeat. Whenever you open a bottle of orgeat, you do also need to stop and smell it because it smells amazing. It's like those scented markers that we used to have when we were in school. All right, that's the 2 different almond flavors that we're having in our cocktail. It is basically an almond, lemon, and gin cocktail. So now we are going to add 3 tablespoons of our fresh lemon juice. And now my favorite part, the gin, we're going to add 6 tablespoons of that. And for those of you who want the ounce measurements instead of the tablespoons, that's 1/2 ounce of amaretto, 1 ounce of orgeat, 1.5 ounces of lemon juice, which usually is about 1.5 lemons, and 3 ounces of gin. So let me just do my 6 tablespoons. All right, I know that was super exciting watching me do that, but I wanted to give people time to follow along. So what we're going to do now is we are going to do a dry shake, which means that you're shaking the ingredients without ice. And unfortunately, they want you to do this for a full minute. So this is going to be really fun to watch and pretty tiring for your arms. But I'm going to tell you a couple stories while we're doing it. You definitely want your cocktail lid on tight, and I like to have a little towel around it just because, let's say, previous experience has taught me that when I'm shaking really hard for that long, sometimes I get a little over enthusiastic or lax on the holding it in place and messy things happen. All right, so here we go. So while we're shaking, I'm going to tell you a little more about the Silver Fox. It's a cocktail that originated at a bar in New York City called Dutch Kills. And I thought that was great. I didn't realize that Kills is a Dutch word for little stream, which is why it's called that. But I was at the time working on a column in which I paired cocktails with different hunting seasons in Maine. So I had found out about the salty raccoon and the pink squirrel, and of course the silver fox. And the idea for that column came from a buddy who was hunting wild turkey. And as you know, that's a sort of obvious pairing right there, wild turkey. And I just thought, well, that would be a lot of fun to do. And I ended up just loving the silver fox. And when I read a little bit more about it, I learned that if the cocktail has the name silver in it, it usually means that it has an egg white. If it has the word gold in it, it means it has an egg yolk. And if it has the word royal in it, it means it used the whole egg. And I admit, I had never, ever, ever done an egg white cocktail at home. I thought they were pretty intimidating. I, thought, that's something fancy. I'll do it when I can go to a bar and do it. And I was surprised at how easy it is. So I hope you have that same reaction too. All right. I didn't really time that, but I timed it when I wrote the little commentary. So by now it should be super foamy. Yes, looks almost, I don't know if you'd be able to see if I tilt it forward, but it's very foamy, almost like a beer head. So now we get to add the ice. And obviously, if I had anybody other than my 6 imaginary boyfriends living with me, I would not be sticking my hands right in the ice bucket. But who cares? You know what? I can touch my face too. Woohoo! Living alone. Yeah. All right. So you really fill your cocktail shaker, pretty full with the ice. You want this drink really cold because we are going to be serving it straight up, not on the rocks. All right. This is not a long, extended shake or anything. It's just enough to make it nice and cold. You can usually tell by feeling the cocktail shaker when it gets almost so cold that it hurts. And then, last step, and the danger one that I know several of you have been excitedly awaiting, is adding a dash of soda water. If you read the recipe ahead of time, you know that the last time I did this, I overdid it on the soda water and caused a giant explosive mess, sort of like that Saturday Night Live skit with Julia Child where she severs her thumb and is spraying blood everywhere. It was like that, but with cocktail. So we're talking just a dash, okay? That was not a lot of soda water. Definitely want it closed tight. And this is not a vigorous shake, it's just a little bit. And now we are ready for the part I like best, which is the pouring and tasting. Like I said, straight up, I like a martini glass, but you're welcome. I mean, you can drink it out of a shoe, I don't care. Well, I know what I'm doing for the next 15 minutes. All right, and to get, a little extra fancy, you can do a little lemon twist or something if you want. You don't have to. I like the danger of dropping it in and seeing if it's going to displace any cocktail. Nope, got it right. Excellent. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. When I come back, that is, later, I'm going to do one of my favorite after-dinner cocktails, like a dessert cocktail. It's a liquid version of the pineapple upside-down cake. If you're planning on making that too, please don't forget to rinse out your cocktail shaker in between because the 2 flavor profiles really don't work well together. Hope you enjoy. Cheers, everybody. And now over to Mindy Fox.
Hey, guys.
Wait.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I am here in the kitchen with Steve, my cameraman. And I just want to thank Rad Plaid and Jillian, Eat Drink Lucky, Angie, and Jacob. Thank you guys for having me on with you. I'm going to get right down to business here with 2 salads. I was a little ambitious. Let's see if I can pull this off. I've got 2 salads, really great salads for summer. The reason I picked them is they're perfect for picnicking. And they are salads that they're pretty hefty. So they're salads that make a meal. The first one I'm gonna do is a lobster salad with a lemon, mayo, basil, a lemon basil mayo and fresh tomatoes. So we're going to start with the lemon zest. And I'm zesting about 2 lemons worth of zest into a large bowl. And I always like to think of zest as the free ingredient that you get with the lemon. I love lemon. That's one of the reasons I appreciated Angie's cocktail, because it was lemony and it was foxy. And so I'm going to do that. I'm now putting lemon juice in the bowl and some chopped red onion and a big pinch of salt. And if we were not doing this recipe in 5 minutes, if we had maybe 15 minutes, I would be letting this, and what you guys will do at home is you're going to let this mixture of onion, salt, and lemon zest and lemon juice sit in the bowl for 10 minutes. And that's going to help kind of soften, it's going to kind of cook the onions a little bit. It will not literally cook them, but it'll soften the bite. It'll slightly pickle them, which is a little bit like cooking. And it's just going to make them kind of soft and pickly and really delicious. They're still going to be delicious, but you're going to let it sit for 10 minutes at home. And then 10 minutes, we're going to mix in some mayonnaise. And this is the base of our dressing for our lobster salad. So this salad it's comprised of a lobster component and a tomato component. And I do want to say that I'm definitely a stickler about tomatoes. I would never really, I don't tend to eat tomatoes until August. And I really like them when they're super fresh and juicy. But I did want to show you guys this salad because it's got lobster and we're celebrating Maine. We're celebrating the 200th anniversary of Maine, and we're celebrating some of our local friends, and lobster's amazing. And so this is a great picnic salad, and I thought that you guys could use it. If you're not ready for tomatoes now, you'll get to it when you are. So we've got our dressing for our lobster, and now we're going to add a little pepper and fold in the lobster meat. And this lobster I picked up from Luke's today on the pier. It's gorgeous lobster, knuckle and claw meat that Luke's is selling online and at Whole Foods and here in Portland at their restaurant. And if you're not here in Portland, you can also get it at any of their shacks. And I just wanted to do a little shout out for my buddies at Luke's and show you what this looks like when you go to Whole Foods. If you're finding Luke's lobster meat frozen, you'll find it in the frozen section in this box. So we're going to put the lobster in to this light dressing and stir it up a bit. And I'm going to add some sliced basil. Okay, we also have some really nice local basil here from Olivia's. It's really beautiful Genovese basil, which is a sweet variety that I love. And a good friend of mine, Paolo Laboa at Solo Italiano, taught me a lot about Genovese basil when I met him and wrote an article about his famous pesto back when he was in San Francisco and I was in New York working at La Cucina Italiana food magazine. And then we both ended up here in Portland, which is just sweet. So we have this really, really nice, lightly dressed lobster salad with a little bit of lemon mayo and basil. And now the tomato component is also very simple. You're going to have some sliced cherry tomatoes or later in the season heirloom tomatoes. You're going to add to this a little bit of olive oil, some nice flaky sea salt, like Maldon salt or any other kind of flaky sea salt that you like. And this component is going to have some basil leaves too. You can just tear these up by hand. And gently toss them up together. You have enough acidic flavor in the lobster salad, so I don't put any vinegar or lemon on the tomatoes. And then, super simple, we're going to kind of, it's a two salads that become one on the plate. Or really, however you want to do it is fine, but this is the way I like to do it. There you go. And then there's some really nice juices at the bottom of both of these bowls. And after you finish putting the salads on the plate, you can drizzle a little bit of juices from the bowls. If I can get a little bit from this tomato one, I'll show you guys. See that? That's always the best part of any dish, is the little juices that's left in the bowl. So kind of like that. And if I didn't have a slotted spoon, I would spoon some over for you guys. But you get the point. And you get the idea. And this bowl too has some nice juices. And then maybe you want to put a little pepper and another little pinch of salt. That's the first dish. Cheers, guys.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That beverage and that salad looks so amazing. I wish I could have that right now. And if I'd been smart, I would have prepped them so I could eat them in between my sets. But hello, everyone. My name is Jacob McCurdy. It's great to be here with you guys. Going to play some new songs for you. Some of these are going to be on my EP. It's coming out in a few weeks. You can always follow along on jacobmccurdymusic.com, and you can see when that's going to come out. But this first one's called Breathe It In. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, 60 days, and I'm in mourning. I got my black suit, and I've been phoning in my weekends. Yeah, I've been working just to bury myself again. But I can't fight it, fight this feeling that something good can come from this. I can't fight it, I fight this feeling, new day dawning. Get up out of bed and breathe it in the morning. I taste that freedom on my tongue. I take it deep into my lungs. I breathe it in the morning. I change my black suit to a blue one. Good goddamn, I got a new one. Breathe it in. But I'm not dead yet. At least I think so. I know something hopeful's coming. Feels like miles and miles to go before I get there. And if I get there, will I know it? Trying to catch my breath and breathe it in the morning. Taste the freedom on my tongue and take it deep into my lungs. I breathe it in the morning. I change my black suit for a blue one. Good goddamn, I got a new one. Breathe it in. I breathe it in. Just like dust between my lungs. I cough for days until you plug. I breathe it in. I breathe it in. The sweetest breath of freedom come. I'm out the door and free to run. I breathe it in. Breathe it in. I taste that freedom on my tongue. I take it deep into my lungs. I breathe it in. Breathe it in. Change my black suit to a blue one. But goddamn, I got a new one. Breathe it in. There it is. That's that first one. That's called Breathe It In. This next tune is also going to be on the EP, and it's called Turn Up Your Love. And so that last tune's a little bit more about like feeling like you still have a long ways to go before you get over something, but you're actually already there. You've already made it. So keep that in mind. If you're ever like, man, I sure do wish that I was already over this whatever situation that you were in. You probably already are. So dig that, feel that. But this one is totally just like a nice little love song. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll turn your love way up, turn up your love, turn your love way up, turn up your love. I used to think that love was what we saw in movie screens. We're lost playing extra in the background scene, dipping into that backdrop, though it's fake as it seems. Still turn my phrase of pain every day more beautiful than in my dreams. So turn your love way up, turn up your love. I'll turn your love way up, turn up your love. I'll turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. You got a friend named Laura in a town called Love. They played a song on the radio, give it all for enough. We talked in the moonlight and the stars fell above. And the radio played until we had nothing but love. So turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. So turn your love way up, turn up your love. Well, turn your love way up, turn up your love. Well, turn your love way up, turn up your love. Well, turn your love way up, turn up your love. So that's a song called Turn Up Your Love. That's going to be on the EP coming out. I keep saying the end of the month, but it's getting pushed back. That's just how things go. And I also just decided to drop it a half step, and my hands were doing weird things. But I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways. But also, thank you, Amy. I'm glad you're enjoying the tunes and that you like my mustache too. So thank you. Also, what's up, Dilly? Good to see you. I got one more tune for you guys real quick before we switch things back over to the bartender and the chef. And so this one I'm going to release as a single in a couple months, and it's called Calling Out. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm not... Oh, of course I forgot to pull up the lyrics for this new song. Hang on. Take two. I'm not a runner, but I know how to get there. Just chasing pavement till it feels like enough. Follow my heart until my soul's going threadbare. Wheels off the axle while I spoke off the cuff. Calling out, calling out, calling out, calling out. cutting corners, but I'm picking my heels now. I know my home is right where I ought to be. Home is the place where my love sets her heart down. Home is the face that leaves me shaking at the knees. Surely now, surely now, surely now, surely now. I wouldn't trade it for the world, no matter how far. You look desert, just to swear to be my spring. You are my compass in a place without a North Star. You're my oasis when there's nothing left to drink. And I'm calling out, calling out, calling out, calling out. So that last one's called Calling Out. Turn things back over to this wonderful bartender. I know we got another cocktail coming up. I'm excited.
Jacob, thank you so much. My favorite line in that was, "You're my oasis when there's nothing to drink." Tragic situation that, but beautiful lines. Anyway, there's definitely something to drink now. We're going to move on to the pineapple upside down cake, a drink I discovered at a bar in Chicago on the recommendation of some friends, and the rest is history. So the key ingredient for this is Licor 43. It's a Spanish vanilla liqueur, also excellent to smell. If you can't get your hands on that, we do have a workaround, which I'll discuss in a minute. It's a straightforward, easy cocktail, no shaking for a minute or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. If you have Licor 43, then what you're going to do is use 2 parts Licor 43 and 1 part regular plain vodka. I get asked a lot, well, what's a part? A part is whatever you want to be. It's all about ratios. So if you want a small drink, a part could be a tablespoon. If you want a larger one, it could be an ounce or a shot glass. If you are having a party, it could be a cup. So whatever it is, the point is just everything is in balance. So 2 parts Licor 43. I'm just going to put that straight into my cocktail shaker. I already measured it to speed up time here. 1 part just regular plain plain vodka. Now, in the event that you couldn't get Licor 43, what you can do, instead of doing 2 Licor 43 and 1 plain vodka, you can do 3 parts of just a vanilla vodka. That's hard to say. So you're either doing 2 parts Licor 43, 1 part regular plain vodka, or you're doing 3 vanilla vodka and skipping the other 2. So either way, you end up with 3 parts. To that, you're going to add 4 parts pineapple juice. And then you are going to add just a little splash of grenadine. Grenadine is something where a little bit goes a long way. It also affects the color if you put too much in. So just like a little bit. Okay, that's enough. Then we're going to fill it up with some ice. You may notice that my cocktail shaker now features a super cool tinfoil hat. It's not because it's into conspiracy theories. It's because I somehow, in my enthusiasm making the first cocktail, lost the little top. Don't know how that happened. I was sitting at the table, but it did. Anyway, now it's shaking time. This is a cocktail that the colder, the better. So we'll give it a good shake. And we are serving it straight up, not over ice. So you definitely want it to be cold. And I think this drink is really pretty in a coupe, but I don't have one. So I'm just using a regular whiskey glass. As you can see, I've gotten all fancy and put a fresh pineapple wedge. I got to give a shout out to my friend Shia for that. She called me over the weekend and said, "Hey, do you need anything? Can I bring you anything?" And I think in her mind, she thought I was going to say something necessary like toilet paper or prescription medicine. And I was like, "Ooh, could I have a fresh pineapple so I can garnish my drink?" You got to have some priorities. Anyway, here you go. Final drink there. I always enjoy watching people taste it because they sort of gasp in delight and go, "My God, it tastes like a pineapple upside down cake." And I'm like, yes, that's why it's not called the banana split cocktail or the chocolate pie drink. Anyway, hope you enjoy. If you are not ready to have an after dinner drink, you can go ahead and stick it in the fridge. It won't get diluted because it's not over ice. But I think once you taste it, you're just going to go ahead and drink it. All right, back over to Mindy. Thank you guys. Cheers.
And you are live.
Hi, guys. Thanks for coming back. I am in the middle of prepping up our next recipe, and it is a Muffaletta pasta salad. So if any of you guys have heard of, I think a lot of people know about the Muffaletta sandwich. It's a classic American sandwich. It is from New Orleans, and this is a great Italian-American sandwich that is piled high with delicious cold cuts like mortadella, which is one of my personal favorites. I'm going to grab some more over here. Salami, and really anything else. You could have sopressata. I have a little bit of ham. It's nice to have a few different kinds. That is what's classically on the sandwich. And it goes on this pasta salad. So I am bastardizing the sandwich a little bit by making it into a pasta salad, but it's really terrific, and it's a great way to share it at a picnic, and it tastes amazing. So I figure, why not? I'm gonna put the meats over here for a bit while I drain our pasta. I'm gonna step offset a bit, and while I'm over here, I just also want to say that part of the impetus for showing you guys the Muffaletta pasta salad tonight is because my husband Steve, who's also my cameraman, is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So we are getting a facial and giving a shout out to our friends down in Louisiana and our family down there tonight. So the other cool thing about this sandwich / pasta salad is that another special thing about it is the olive salad, what's called an olive salad, that goes on the sandwich. So the sandwich is piles of beautiful mortadella, salami, and other cold cuts, and this beautiful olive salad that dresses it, which is full of flavor because it's got all sorts of stuff in it. It has garlic, and you can chop this by hand, but I like to pulse it in my food processor because it's just quick and easy. So it's garlic, pepperoncini peppers, which you can just cut the stem off of. And these are sold in a jar. They're really great for snacking too. I just cut them. Actually, I think in the recipe, I just throw them in whole, so you can do that too. And I usually put in some red pepper flakes, but when I was shopping for my pepperoncini, they were out at the store. So I happened to be really looking hard on the shelf. I just was thinking they have to have pepperoncini, but they didn't. But instead they had this marinated pepper salad, and I could see that there were 2 or 3 pepperoncini peppers in there. And so I grabbed this, and when I brought it home, I realize this pepper salad is super, super spicy, so we do not need to add any more spice. We're gonna get our red pepper flakes right from there. Celery goes right in. It's about 2 stalks that you're gonna just cut into small pieces. Jasper, our dog, is whining in the background because he wants a treat. And we're just gonna see if he calms down. If not, we might have to give him a treat with you guys. Right here. We have 2 kinds of olives in here. We have the pimento stuffed green olives and some black olives, or you can use niçoise or a purple olive, or it's just nice to have a couple different kinds. You can use a black olive. Some basil and parsley and capers. And I also love to use celery leaves, but I think tonight I'm going to try and experiment, see how it looks just tossed in at the end with the cheese, because I thought that'd be fun. Celery leaves are also a free ingredient that you get with your bunch of celery, and they're great for salads or just really, I love celery leaves. They have so much flavor and they're tasty and beautiful. So we're going to pulse this up until it's chopped up like a salad, or what they call a olive salad down in New Orleans. That's pretty good. You want some nice chunks. You don't want to puree it. And now we're going to take a really big bowl, which I'm going to go over here and grab. If you don't have a giant bowl, I really suggest one. I think it's really nice to have a lot of space to toss salads and pasta salads up. And it's not something that most home cooks have in their kitchens. So we're going to add our meats, which I want to say that I picked up today at the other side deli over on Veranda, and I love those guys. They make really beautiful ham and that they cure themselves. I'm just breaking up this meat. And then I'm going to toss this really beautiful, you see all that color, and it's just so tasty. It's got lots of nice salty pickly bits and crunchy celery, and then beautiful herb flavors. And there's a nice amount of salt because there's capers in there too, and the olives. So we're going to toss all this up. When you're at home, you can grab a spatula and get that out of the bowl. And then usually on the sandwich, there's provolone cheese. And I like to, in this salad, I like to use Emmental because it's still kind of a mild cheese, but it has a little more oomph than provolone, which is just kind of too plain for the pasta salad. And I just realized I forgot to add my oil and vinegar. There's a little bit of oil and vinegar that goes in the olive salad. So I'm just going to add that directly to the pasta salad. I also did not really measure out my meats because I was kind of rushed. But it does look like enough. You can always add a little more. When you guys do it, you'll measure if you want to, or you'll just go by feel. And now those really beautiful celery leaves, which I thought would look nice on top. And this is going to feed like 6 to 8 eaters, maybe more if you're at a barbecue or a picnic and you're a little tricky right now with the social distancing. But you can also cut it in half. You can cut it in thirds. You can cut it in quarters. Both of these salads that I showed you guys tonight can easily be modified for smaller groups if you're just 1 or 2 people and you'll have leftovers. That also works. And then I'm just going to put some salt, a little bit of salt to taste, pepper, and the last part, which is super fun, is sesame seeds. And the reason I add these is because that's what's on top of the bread, these big rolls that the Muffaletta sandwich comes on. It's like a sandwich like this, like you're like giant. So, and it gives this pasta salad a really, really nice flavor. So there you guys have it, the Muffaletta pasta salad. And I hope you guys try it and enjoy it. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm going to turn it back over to my buddy Jacob to hear some more beautiful music.
Thank you so much, Mindy. That looks so amazing. I'm hungry. I should have eaten before this. I think is how it goes. But yeah, thank you to Angie and Mindy for sharing some awesome recipes. Gonna play some more tunes for you guys, and so this next one's called "To Be Found," and it's gonna be on the EP as well. You can find more information about that just from my Facebook page, Jacob McCurdy Music, or on the website and things like that. We should be doing pre-orders and stuff like that soon, which is pretty exciting. But this is kind of more like the stripped down version of all these tunes, and I hope you enjoy it. Raindrops pulling leaves to the ground. Another month, another year, only snow to be found. She's that cold, cold wind, it gets the best of me. Doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter what I do, she can't see. Dark clouds been looming around, need my sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, looking for my sunshine, yeah. Dark clouds been looming around, need my sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, looking for my sunshine, yeah. And oh honey, it was you keeping me from that sun. And I'm thinking now it's time, hit that ground and run. My heart beating through the cold, gonna break out this ice. I won't see you when I'm old, gonna be out my life. Dark clouds been looming around, need my sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, looking for my sunshine, yeah. Dark clouds been looming around, need my sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, looking for my sunshine. Dark clouds been looming around, need my sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, looking for my sunshine, yeah. Dark clouds been looming around, the sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, looking for my sunshine, yeah. Dark clouds been looming around, need my sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, yeah. Dark clouds been moving around, need my sunshine to be found. Looking for my sunshine, looking for my sunshine, yeah. Hey, thank you so much, Angie. So yeah, that one's called "To Be Found," and let's see. This next one actually is not going to be on the record, but it is called Ready to Fall. Sorry, I'm like, here I am. I just changed my mind last minute in a set list. This is why you make set lists instead of just like make it up as you go. But this one's a little song about like, you know, maybe having your heart broken and then being ready to fall in love again. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh, thank you, Audrey. I miss you. Tearing apart. I didn't mean to bring the rain. My walls have been up for so damn long. I think I'm ready to fall. And plug in the cracks with the oldest of knacks I've learned, and it won't bring you back. I'm tired, but forgive me for trying. I'm climbing back out, but the walls keep stacking up. I can't help go back to the place I was packing up, close to my chest where the heartbeat's been lacking from the time that we spent. The sun's coming out and burn off the dew you left. And I'm sharing my heart once again. I think I'm ready to fall. I'm coming back out, but the walls keep stacking up. I can't help go back to the place I was packing up, close to my chest where the heartbeat's been lacking from the time that we spent. Oh, I think that I'm ready to fall. Oh, I think that I'm ready to fall. I'm climbing back out, but the walls keep stacking up. I can't help go back to the place I was packing up, close to my chest where the heartbeat's been lacking from the time that we spent. But I'm ready to fall. I'm ready to fall. I'm ready to fall. I meant to actually set up a little clap track so I could hit it after I get done with each song, but next time we'll do that next time. But thanks again to Rad Plaid and Mindy and Angie for helping us out. Oh, thank you, Audrey. So I guess maybe I've got time for two more. So this next one's called Werewolf, and I guess it's about how people change. And I used to think that maybe it was a song that you could only play around Halloween, but I made that joke at an open mic before open mics got shut down, and someone in the crowd was like, "No, werewolves happen every time there's a full moon." So I was like, "Wow, all right, cool." So I can only play this once a month, but we'll make an exception. This one's called Werewolf, and this will be on the EP. Werewolf, werewolf, werewolf stare. Look in her eyes, beware, beware. She's ready to show, but the moon isn't full. She's already changed, and we'll never know. We supposed to be till death do us part? Now have we been rearranged? It's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one who said that we changed. Werewolf, werewolf, werewolf stare, like an on stone wrestle and tear. That were the moments that I still remain. All I have left is the blood in my veins. Are we supposed to be till death do us part? Now if we been rearranged, it's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one who said that we changed. We supposed to be till death do us part. Now if we been rearranged, it's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one who said that we changed. It's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one who said that we changed. It's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one, who said that we changed. It's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one, who said that we changed. Oh, cool. So that was Werewolf. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Amy. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate you guys all tuning in to this wonderful stream, and we do appreciate any donations too as well. I know that there's some really great recipes that you can find online as well. You should do that. I'm going to do that after this for sure. But it looks like I've got time for one more quick one, and then that will be the end of it. But thanks again to Rad Plaid for having me here for sure. This is I guess this is a little tune about just kind of finding a state of happiness and calm, and like kind of like if you're just like sitting there in a daydream and you're just like, oh, this is nice. So that's what the chorus is about anyways. We'll let the rest of the song speak for itself, but I hope you enjoy it. I could drink until I sleep, but in the morning you'll still be a part of me. Clear my head from yesterday, something's dead but far away, not sure if it's me. could drink until I sleep. A lullaby is all I need. Dressed in scotch and water dreams. Covering up the memories. Drank the pain so it would leave me haunting in reverie. Reverie. Yeah. Reverie. Reverie. I could drink until I sleep, but when will I forget about? I could drink until I sleep, but when will I forget about? I could drink until I sleep, but when will I forget about? Reverie. 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 That's it. That last one's called Reverie, and I'm probably going to release that as a single in a little while. So follow along on social media, and thanks again to Rad Plaid for having me, and eat, drink local as well. Hey, look at those people. Oh man, you guys have like way better beverages than I do. But
I
Thanks,
tried.
everyone.